Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast. Kai has actually been around the last few weeks, but he's been so quiet, no one's realized. That's Kai, that's Webb. I'm becoming more vocal. This is not a three-person podcast, but Webb is still here, and Kai is back from moving. Gentlemen, how the hell are you doing?
I'm doing great, Just got back from Burbank,
Yep.
and I'm gearing up for Dallas already, so.
Kai, how's moving been?
Not fun, but it's done.
No, it's the fucking worst. I hate moving.
Yeah. It's funny, you guys are at like a different angle than you usually are, so it's like kind of weird to like know where to look.
Am I? I would
No,
hope not.
you guys are like where you're supposed to be, but for me on my monitor, you're at like a different.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, congrats on moving. That's super fun. You missed, and I'm sure Webb will agree with me, a very kind of Burbank card show. It was fine. It was kind of weird, actually. I think a lot of people, the consensus will be that the vibe was kind of off, which was interesting to say out loud.
Yeah, so the vibe there was like more of a dealer environment, I would say. Like there wasn't a ton of foot traffic. I mean, granted, they were in a way bigger space than the years before, but it was a very dealer flipper heavy show and just not a lot of foot traffic, not a lot of walk-ups.
I was gonna say I heard way less about this than any other Burbank in the last 3 years, probably.
So, Kai, have you ever made the trip out to Burbank or no?
No, I was anticipating on going this time, but then I ended up moving the same week, so it didn't work out.
Don't worry, we'll get into that in a second, especially next year's timing too. So, the Anaheim Convention Center, by the way, is right next to Disneyland, which is phenomenal. It's a great location for a show. It's one of my favorite spots, especially if you're able to fly into John Wayne, which is 25 minutes away from the airport. There's a direct flight from Newark, which is super nice. I flew out with Casey on Monday, and we got home on a red-eye Sunday morning. So I made a vacation out of it, a working trip. And what was super nice is that entire area, because it's like Disneyland and stuff like that, there's so many hotels and accommodation, which is nice. The show itself, there are 4 different halls, A, B, C, and D, and maybe like, E, F, G, H is like another like separate hall itself. The show in the past, when in Anaheim, has been in that EFGH location. It's like a subsection of the main room. It has 2 levels, and in the past, they've done like sports cards on floor 1 and TCG and grading on floor 2. And that was fun. You could always tell it was very crowded. It was a nice space. It was about maybe half the size of the Dallas card show floor. That main room, Webb, would you agree with that in the past?
Yeah, I would agree with you.
This new location was Hall D, which is like, all right, cool. It's in the main building, super nice. You go in, and it's not a rectangle per se. It's kind of like a different shaped room, but it was larger, and everyone was on the same floor. And I don't know if the venue itself was too large per se. They never felt like it was crowded. Maybe it's coming off a national where like all 3 of us were there. We saw how crazy the national was itself. And it was, there was a flow of people, but 2 nights in a row, Friday, Saturday, we left early because we were either like, hey, we're tired, or hey, the group wants to go get food. Like, let's go do that instead. And yeah, it was fine. There were good deals. I was even on the trip before the show even started because I met up with Lane and I sold him a bunch of stuff. And Lane was the biggest buyer of mine by far. So I could have done that over a game of Fortnite with him. But, it happens. The walk-ups were fine, but it was a weird vibe. It was not a bad show. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But it definitely
wasn't a bad show, but it wasn't an amazing show.
It felt off. And I would not be shocked if Dallas coming up in a week and a half now at this point in time of recording is a little off as well, in terms of like vibes and people and like.
But like, what about it like is off? Like it just wasn't like didn't feel like natural, I guess.
It felt like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
So
like you expected more, I guess, out of it.
It was really quiet and it just like wasn't lively, if that makes sense. Like,
Kind of just
Exactly.
like going through the motions.
Yep.
yeah,
I think there is, and we might have even said this on the podcast last year at this point in time. There is real fatigue within the industry. Now, don't get me wrong. Cards have never been hotter. We literally saw the highest sell all time of a trading card 2 or 3 days ago with the Kobe and MJ dual logo man auto. Cards have never been hotter. But if you're a dealer who's traveling very often for card shows, it's okay to be tired. I'm very happy and thankful I can make a vacation out of it with my wife and like be there for 6 days, go out to dinner with my friends multiple times. Like it was like a very fun thing. I will enjoy that more than the show itself. But the show itself was just like, yeah, going through the motions. Actually, you described it perfectly. Actually,
it's a
Yeah.
lot. Like it fucks with you. Like I got in there on Thursday morning, checked into my hotel, got some lunch, went down to the center. I was there for probably about 3 hours for the VIP night. I did most of my walking deals on that night, found some decent stuff, and then at 7, Dave was like, "Do you want to grab dinner?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then
Yeah.
halfway through the second day, which was actually the night that I was leaving, I was beat by probably 2 p.m. California
you
time.
probably sat at my table, Web, with Casey and I for like 3 or 4 hours on Friday. Not in like a bad way, but I think you were just like, all right, I'm ready
Yeah,
to
I
go
was like,
home
I don't have
now.
to walk this show anymore. Might as well get ahead on my spreadsheets, help you with some walk-ups. I was like kind of
Yeah.
over it.
Was there a horror convention going on?
No, so that's very funny. Listen, I was to compare this like a horror movie. Oh god, I don't even know a good example. I hate horror.
It's like the scary movies. The fun
That's a
ones.
good. That's a
Yeah.
good joke. I was gonna go with like Shaun of the Dead, which is also just not even. That's not even a horror movie. That's more of like a zombie one, but that's also comedy focused. So I don't know. It
I
was
mean,
fun.
I don't really have crazy expectations for this Dallas either. I really don't think it's going to be too great, honestly.
I think it's gonna be fine. Like I just started my Dallas prep. I got everything that was purchased at Dallas, or I'm sorry, bought or traded for in Burbank. Prepped it on eBay, on Discord, and everything. I sold a couple of cards. What was funny is there were two very good deals that kind of stand out to me. One was an Australian guy who had a bunch of LeBron James Ultimate Collection to 100, like the rookie ones, the ones that there's like 25 different versions of
Like
them.
the base cards.
Not the base one. They were numbered to 100 though.
Well, like, but they're like the base and they're numbered.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bought like 6 of those from him for 300 each. They PSA 8 or 9. They're like $800-900, and like a Carmelo Anthony inscribed 2003 NCAA MVP or something like that. It was a really cool inscription. It was a rookie auto. Like that's on eBay right now. That will sell. Like that's like a cool card that I was able to get home because I don't even think I put it out in the showcase. And the other one was on Saturday. I was basically packing up, and a guy walks up with 5 Topps Now football cards: Bo Nix, Caleb, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams to 5. So 4 autos and then the 1 to 5, and I bought the lot, and I started laughing. I'm like, all right, yeah, I have to buy this. And that alone could have paid for a whole lot of hurt for the trip and the vacation, on top of other deals with Lane and people who walked up and other sales and trades. I went home with more stuff than I thought I would, but I guess that's kind of just the nature of the show. Did not leave with. I left with no cash, which was surprising, and a lot of new items, which is good, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I personally ran out of cash at the show, besides like $400. So I spent what I needed to spend, and it was pretty good. There was a couple of deals that stood out that I did really well on. One being a little junior Caminero, Bowman Sapphire lot, orange Sapphire 10, green Sapphire 9, 36 for the pair, and then I pretty much doubled up on that, like almost. So I was happy with
You already
that.
sold it?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Listen,
Oh, I shouldn't say doubled up. I made like $2,000 on a lot.
Oh, only $2,000, man. If only. I mean, listen, I bought the Jackson Cheerio Orange PSA 1010 on Monday morning, Monday night, whenever I posted it. 30 minutes later, Webb owned it. And the only two people who actually made offers on it are on this podcast today. So go figure.
Sorry,
Did not
I bid you up $500. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Kyle, that I bid you up.
Well, I bid you up too, so it's all good.
Listen, Webb
Well, I
already
was gonna offer Dave 9,500, but I was like, if Kai's offering 95, I'll just say fuck it and throw 10 grand.
Then
on the
Dave
table.
tried to get me with 10.5.
I did. I tried to get both of you with 10.5 and it didn't work. And the
I mean,
card's already
to
sold.
be
from
fair,
last
yeah,
week.
like 10.5 probably wasn't like an unfair price either. Like,
No, but listen, I didn't really want to own the car, but it's one of those instances where it's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna buy this. What's wrong with you? And then I didn't really want it, so
I think you scammed that guy, Dave. I don't know how or what happened, but I think you scammed him.
So first off, he DM'd me. Second off, this is someone
That's
who
what
I've
I
dealt
would
with
say
for years.
too.
So first off, I've known this person for years. Secondly, he clearly didn't want it either, and I assume he cashed out either a good trade or maybe he graded himself. I don't really know. It doesn't
I
matter.
think he hit that card in a repack because I believe I saw that card in a popular repack. Like,
Okay, even better. The guy crushed it. Then. It doesn't
Popular.
matter.
You want a name drop?
I mean, dude, I saw Blez buying at the show. We were having a conversation with his buyer. Like,
He's
they're
actually a
doing
really
great.
good dude.
So, like, I know we shit talked it when it first came out, and then we did research, and it was actually really good. I will stand by that. I think it's pretty good. I'm not sponsored by them.
Well,
I don't know why they'd sponsor me.
we didn't
but-
really talk shit. We just said that we could like manipulate their system if the packs got low.
Yeah, yeah, 100% guarantee you could. I am a sore loser, and I love that about me now as an adult because I used to get like my parents used to tell me not to be a sore loser growing up. I've realized now that has allowed me to be good in this business because I hate gambling and I hate breaking as a result, which has thankfully allowed me to keep my money and assets available to me.
yeah, and like nobody ever knows your next move because I was not expecting you to buy a orange Jackson Cheerio 24 hours after I saw you.
Nope. Or a Babe Ruth ball or some stupid shit. In fact, I think in the my last two purchases right now, as of recording, are a Jeremy Lin Noir Championship Auto to 10, which is disgusting, by the way. It's a pretty card. And then a lot of pretty decent stuff. Best cards being a couple Cooper Flag Patch autos and stuff like that for Dallas, because obviously I expected to move in Dallas, but probably to some repacker. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, I don't really think the upcoming Dallas is really going to be a collector heavy show, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know if it's just me or not, but I haven't really sold many cards to repackers lately. I don't know. It's just
Well,
like
your last show was the National, but
well,
before
sure, but even at the National, I don't think I sold a ton to repackers.
do we?
Maybe-
I mean,
I sold some to the Blez guy, and honestly, unless I just didn't know it was a repacker or someone buying for one, I really don't think I sold that much to them.
well, do you consider Lane a repacker? Because you kind of have to.
I guess. I mean, we don't know what he was putting in shop versus repack.
I think a lot of the items there are a couple $100 and more.
Okay,
going
so I
to
sold the
repack.
2 repackers all week.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. But you also like once you're at shows and like people know you're good for business and they want to come back and make more deals, they come back and make more deals. Like everyone kind of pays the same margins regardless, which is why I sold to Lane 3 separate times, maybe 4 separate times over the weekend, because he would come to the table, bullshit, we'd go get dinner, bullshit, like hang out, whatever. And I was like, you're going to pay the same percentage as everyone else. I'd rather sell to you than, Backyard or Blez or Swish or whatever. And not because I don't like those people and like I won't take their business, but because it's Lane and Leighton and I know them and I know they're going to do the same thing versus X, Y, and Z. And not in a bad way. It's just the reality of the situation. That's fine.
I think repackers are starting to buy a lot more like publicly too, because I think they realize that
They're buying on eBay and stuff. Yeah.
like people like us aren't necessarily paying as much as they are, but it's getting pretty close to what they were paying.
Yep.
So I think they feel like they're just better off buying stuff at auction, setting the comp and not having people argue with them about what it's worth.
I think it depends on what you're buying. Like, once again, and I here, you guys talk for a second while I find this card.
Like
Go for it.
I agree with you. Like if there's a good card on eBay that's like say gonna end at the lowest sale within like a few months, I think that it's a decent enough strategy for them to just buy that card on eBay and make a run for it at that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it has to be like the lowest sale either. Like I've sold plenty of like We the Hobby on their eBay, Blez on eBay. Like they make fair offers. I think they just want it to be like public so that they don't have people arguing with them about what the cards are worth now more so than ever.
So, like, I bought this Jeremy Lin to 10
Not
earlier
this
today.
fucking guard.
No, this is a gorgeous fucking card. It really is. It checks all the boxes. Great international player. Good brand. Awesome photographer. Gonna be a very collected set if they do this for all players who are in, like, this set. This will sell for more than I paid for it. I don't care what the comp is because it's either going to sell in Dallas to like an Asian collector who's going to go put it on Card Hobby, or it's going to go on eBay itself and it's going to sell to someone in Delaware or Oregon, which is alt, or Fanatics or whatever PWCC is now, whatever it is. Like it's going to sell for more because I know for a fact it is. If I paid $100 more for it, I still would have made money on it most likely because I know that this is one where the comps matter, but only to a certain point because the person who needs to own this card is going to pay more. It might take 2 weeks. It might take 30 seconds. I know enough at this point about what I'm buying and how I'm buying it that I don't care.
I've honestly never seen another player besides him in this.
Well, this also just came out, I believe. Because
so is it? Did they just do the Raptors team, or is it random players?
Let's find out.
Because it looks pretty sick.
There's Sean Kemp.
Oh, so it's not necessarily championships. It's like all sorts of things.
This is definitely a championship one. In fact, I might go bid on this.
Well,
it's a pretty card too. Gold to 10, Chauncey Billups. He's a Hall of Famer?
Don't think so, but Hall of very good. I could be wrong.
He might be right on that cusp if he's not there. Oh, he's a Hall of Famer. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew he was close because he was.
I know he played for a fucking long time, obviously, as you could see.
Yeah. No, that's a good card. That's okay. Bernard King sells for nothing, but that's
This
cool.
set's nice, I have to say.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Like he's doing the no look dunk, I guess.
This is one of the nicer sets I've seen Panini make in a very long time.
Yeah, it's like pretty cool photography.
Those are pretty cards. I'm just gonna.
I feel like Noir is basically one of the only products that comes out with actual cool stuff every year, pretty much.
Noir, they do very well. And that'll be a sad set to miss once they lose the license. But anything with good photography, dude, will always do well.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for like the gold ink on the black background too when they do that.
Yep. Those are always nice.
Ooh, that
But also, I think of like, I think a Stadium Club.
Like as a baseball guy, I do like Stadium Club.
Stadium Club is a gorgeous product. Sells like shit unless it's just like a great player with a great photo. Yeah. Which does happen every now and again, but not as often as you would think. Trying to just see if there's
like Jeter ones sell well, notoriously.
Well, these are expensive because like they're good players, but like
the really short printed like ones do insane like that.
That goes pretty hard. I don't care what player that is. Obviously, it's Ohtani, so it's going to sell for a significant amount. That goes hard.
Incredible that it's on card too. You don't see many on card autos in that set.
Oh, this is interesting too. PSA data now on eBay.
Dude, I was texting you, Dave. eBay has a lot of like cool shit on their site now. I didn't really notice until recently.
I mean, they're definitely still making changes and updates, but this is just going to sell for more because it's. I wonder if this is actually true. Huh. Wait. Oh, wow. How is that possible? Population of all grades is 6, but it's numbered to 5.
Someone regraded it.
I guess so. They graded it from a 7.
They regraded it and didn't get the cert canceled.
Okay, fair enough.
That's really funny, actually.
That is
Like
really
honestly,
funny.
like if you check the pop count for like James Wood or like Jackson Holiday autos out of 499, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 600 across all graded.
I mean, dude, even like golds and stuff of them, those cards have been resubbed like 4 or 5 times sometimes.
This is cool. I actually like that I have the card insights here. eBay is a great resource. It
I
truly
saw
is.
PSA has been like pretty accurately like pulling in sales data when you go to the PSA app too. I know it used to be kind of wonky, but now the sales are pretty accurate when you like scan the card on PSA.
Interesting. Listen, this is all good for the collector and the flippers and everything. This is good information. I'm trying to see actually if there's a cool photo, but these are just selling because they're good players.
I mean, for Stadium Club, at least for me, Co-Signers is like my favorite set.
Is this on card? Oh, it is on card. That's a good picture.
That's
That's
cool.
pretty sick.
Yeah, Stadium
I
Club
love
goes.
how they make them super rare too. Like it's out of 3. Like the actual good cards are like actually hard to get.
I know. What does that sound? What am I hearing?
Sorry, that's my Discord exploding.
I was gonna say I thought it was like my phone for a second. I literally
No,
picked
I
it up
can
and
never
put-
figure out how to mute this.
It's whatever. You selling cards in there? Or you try to DM someone to make a deal.
No, I have, well, kind of. I have one of the channels to ping me when stuff gets posted.
That was sick. Also, last one. That's a cool
I
card.
wish it wasn't red, but the photo's sick.
I mean, it's the 5. That's why.
Yeah, but I wish it was like the border that was red.
Yeah, I don't.
I think I like it more like this.
It kind of looks like there's something wrong with him.
Well, yeah. Very scary man attacking people with soccer and nothing else. All right, moving on. So
Are you going to Dallas?
Yeah, I am.
Are you
He's coming
doing
to
your
Burke.
classic 24-hour turnaround?
I mean, I'm staying overnight, but I'm
So 24 hours, basically.
a little bit more, but like,
he's coming to Burger Bar with us on Thursday.
I didn't even know we were going. Sounds good.
We're going. Sorry,
I'll go
it's
fuck
happening.
myself.
so I mean that brings us to the next like
Topic.
plans for the rest of the year. Like it's a really big push right now with all of the shows just coming up pretty much until Thanksgiving.
Basically.
That's like the final
I'm
push.
super interested to see if this year we have that like Christmassy wintertime dip that we do every year.
I think we will. But
I think
do-
we will too. I don't know if it'll be to the extreme that it typically is, just because there's not as many guys I think that are gonna tank in football. I mean, you have a few that
can't
definitely
say that.
are, but they don't all have autos, etc. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it's gonna be as exaggerated as it's been in years past.
I'm going to disagree with you because you can't say that in football. Football, especially, is going to happen because one of these QB quote unquote investments is going to tank. Whether Stroud gets killed in his 3rd year because there's no team around him, basically, or Bryce Young excels, but then he's just a guy and no one cares about him anymore, and his prices kind of dip as a result because he's not throwing for 18 touchdowns in 4 games, or T-Law is done being hobby relevant, and the Jags are, 3-7 come November or December, whatever the time it would be, or Justin Herbert is Justin Herbert, but the Chargers are 4-6.
I mean, you're definitely right. I just don't know if it's going to be like as exaggerated as it typically is with how many
I
people
think it's
want the
going
card.
to because there's going to be a timeline on some of these players where they no longer are hobby relevant, and I truly think this is the last year for T-Law, hilariously, and I also think it might be the last year for someone like Justin Herbert. At least Allen and Burrow have shown they can either reach the mountaintop. Allen winning MVP, getting 2nd MVP, whatever he was last year, and Joe Burrow making it to the Super Bowl. They can reach the mountaintop. They can't climb the mountaintop, but they can at least get there, and you know that for a fact. And every year they're healthy, playing 17 games, and their team is not depleted. You can expect them to be in the AFC Championship or being AFC contention champion or AFC Championship contention, I should say. Obviously you got to deal with Mahomes and Lamar and everything else as well, but like I can't help the AFC is so freaking top loaded.
Tyler, I don't say this to be a jerk. I just have no idea. Do you watch football?
Yeah, I do sometimes. It's just
I
like,
wasn't sure because I've never heard you once speak about anything related to football.
I just don't really know the market like as much. I mean, I know the basics, but like I don't really
It's,
know like all the ins and outs of it, to be fair.
Yeah. I just wasn't
it's
sure if
something
you
you
had
should
any
learn.
idea what Dave was saying right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like all the hyped QBs, like there's bound to be someone
Regression.
that just completely drops off or excels, you know.
Well, it's not even that. I'll keep it even simpler. What if they are just average? It might be worse off for them for sports car prices if they are average versus being bad or getting injured. Because if they're bad, you're gonna have people trying to do like the dead cat bounce where they just try to buy them up and whatever else. If they're hurt, especially so. But if they are just average, you might be in no man's land. And that
Yeah.
is hilarious from a hobby standpoint.
That's been kind of like, I want to say like kind of like Jordan Love last year was pretty average. CJ Stroud was pretty average last year. Those kind of guys. You didn't really see much of a bump this year going into the season.
Yeah.
So like it could just be like comparison to like name your X average MLB.
I would say,
shortstop or
who's a
something.
good comp for that?
Fernando Tatis, maybe, even though he had steroids involved too.
Vladdy Jr.
Yeah, I feel like Tatis is almost like even better than that though.
Well, Vlad's a better example then.
Yeah, I would say like
Julio's a good
Boba
example too.
I think Bo Bichette's my
Like
example.
just your classic like
Well,
batting 250 a year guy with like 25, 30 bombs, you know.
dude, Bo Bichette was horrible last year. So the fact that he's actually doing well this point, and I've seen very little of his Bowman Chrome cards.
He's gonna get paid because of this.
Well, it's not even like he like has dominated. He just went from being like dog shit last year to rebounding. His
I mean, yeah, he's led
stats
the,
are
I didn't
very
know he's led the league in hits like 3 out of the last 5 years. Pretty
But
crazy.
he also didn't even reach 200, which is kind of sad.
I mean, I saw a Bichette red Bowman Chrome did like 4K like over the summer when in 2021 that's got to be a $50,000 card.
I mean, let's find out real quick.
There was a Michael Harris that sold a couple months ago, and I regret very heavily not buying it.
Dude, he was objectively one of the worst players in baseball for the first half of the year.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't even think you can be hard on yourself for that. Let's go back to July of last year.
Even like Pete Crow Armstrong, nobody's talking about him anymore.
What the fuck?
Last month.
That's just stupid.
What the
For anyone who's listening to the podcast, this is a green Kaboom Bo Bichette 9.5. So unlicensed. It's the green, it's the one of one. Did $15,000.
I thought for sure that said $1,500 at first.
That is the highest sale of Bo Bichette. That is selling for more than his Red Refractor BGS 9510 because it sold July 20th for $9,300.
Actually sold kind of recently.
This is very recent. And the Bo Bichette Kaboom sold $15,000 11 days later.
Was
He's
that
not-
highest sale this year or highest ever recorded sale? 'Cause
That is
I
the
feel-
highest sale since
that day.
July 1st of last year.
Look at highest sale since 2016.
Just do ever, yeah.
I will in a second, but
Is that Kaboom the same set that Tebow has one in?
I think so. So we'll go to Bo Bichette highest sales ever, $84,000. March 2nd, 2022, 9.5 Bo Bichette True Red. Probably the same car that just sold for
Yeah,
$9,300.
I was saying that's got to be 50 plus. So
So it's literally gone down every time it's ever sold. You know, let's just. Is that actually 55, 84, 27, 24, 18, 93? It's gone down every time it's ever sold.
just proves the point that hype outsells production every single time.
Yep, and I think it's literally the same card. This card sold November 18th, 2022, the same exact card for $18,000, and they lost $9,000 in 3 years.
Honestly, 9K for that card's pretty strong, though, to be honest.
I was going to say, I thought I would do like 5.
You could have a Kaboom as well. Just got to pay $6,000 more. Yeah, this is a dumb conversation. You know how I feel about this. Hype outsells production, and once you become just another guy or just a jag, you're hobby irrelevant, and it happens more in baseball than anything else. Like Bo Bichette is fine. Bo Bichette will probably get I wonder what his contract expectations are going to be next year
Is what?
because he's a free agent.
He's free agent this year. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
He's gonna get basically probably what Willie Adames got. I would imagine.
Apparently, you guys want to go get Bo Bichette.
Yeah, I know. I don't really want him.
So
we drafted 4 shortstops in the first 4 rounds this year, so I'm hoping one of them could play baseball.
Well, that doesn't really matter because generally the best kid is playing shortstop anyway. So
yeah,
like, yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to him, but with the money he's gonna get, he's not gonna be worth it. Which is like every free agent ever in the last like 5 years. But
he's probably gonna get 35-ish million a year, if not more. I guess the only thing you could say on his side is that other than 2024, he's been a 4-war player. I hope the Yankees don't go and sign him. That would be quite bad actually for them.
All right, Webb. What prospect are you buying when they start to drop in a month or 2?
I honestly haven't done my research for 25 Chrome or draft yet. If I'm being completely honest, I'm
gonna start buying Bowman at Dallas actually if it comes up to the table.
My favorite thing is when Dave buys a Bowman card and then he turns around and it's like an orange wave, but he paid like half a comps for it somehow.
I'm very good at this, by the way. Case in point, Jackson Churio 2 days ago.
God, I can't remember who it was. It was like a year ago in Dallas, and he bought like an orange or a gold like shimmer or wave or something. Someone like good. Was it Churio?
So I owned a couple of Jacksons in the past. So I was right on about Jackson Churio. I had a gold shimmer, SEC 1010, and
that was what it was.
I think a gold refractor as well.
Yeah.
And I was right on about him. I sold at a pretty good time. Didn't sell at the peak, obviously, of him as a 22-year-old, 23-year-old. But I sold pretty early on, or pretty well on, I should say, which I'm happy about. There are a couple players I like. One of them, Braxton Payne. He's also on the Brewers. Rylan Payne.
Honestly, I think Churio's a pretty good buy. He's been insane. His prices haven't gone up at all in the last like month or 2.
I will be buying.
His market's been pretty steady.
I will be buying Rylan Payne in the offseason because I think he'll be the next Jackson Churio type.
Dave's bold prediction.
No, it's not a bold prediction. The Brewers are really good at developing outfielders for some reason. I don't know why.
Honestly, like for what Roman Anthony is like doing right now, I think that his prices are relatively cheap.
I got cooked on a gold. I sold it to Nick because he wanted it for his PC. New England.
Yep.
I sold it to him for like a decent price, and then all other cards are just going crazy right now, but it's fine. Happy he got it. And then Connor Griffin, we don't even have to talk about him. This stuff's stupid.
Well, like for example, like Roman refractor PSA 10s are doing the same amount as Connor Griffin PSA 10s.
That's wild. I've also never heard of this guy, by the way.
Someone offered like 12.5 on a Roman orange 10 on Facebook, and so they declined it today, I think.
Wild.
I don't know if you saw that.
It seems kind of low, to be honest.
Well,
I have never heard of him
for like
in my life.
When he came up and struggled, those were what, like 6-7 grand?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But then you got that like at a 10 sale that did 25K.
That was so fake, though. Come on. We all know the Pearl wasn't doing 25 grand. Come on, Webb, speak your mind. We all know it's fake.
If it's real, it's ridiculous. That's all I gotta say.
I already know this player's cards are up, but he was hobby dead for a while there too.
Spencer,
I forgot about him.
He was a hobby dead in the water for quite a while, and I
cannot believe someone paid $6 grand for that fucking IP auto.
Yeah. I know. Now
Spencer Jones has had like a crazy up and down like market timeline, like in his life.
That's literally what I just said. You're absolutely right, because he's not going to get called up to the Yankees. Now, there is a small chance he gets called up. I don't know if he's going to get called up on September call-ups. Like, can he play first base?
Everyone thinks he's going to be Aaron Judge.
Well, he's also like literally 6'7", so
he's also like literally the same age as when they called up Judge. I think was it 25 or 24?
Yeah. Like, Judge is the extreme outlier for that situation. But yeah,
If
he
you
has
have
been.
Spencer Jones right now, I'd definitely be selling though.
Oh, this is when you do sell.
Yeah.
Because the second he gets called up, like, is you really, really, really sell.
I feel like there's a lot of good buys on guys who struggled this year. Like, I can't see Jack Caglione like sucking, and his stuff's like cut in half in the last month.
Well, that's also why you sell at the hype, because you
Yeah,
always
I'm just
buy.
saying like a buying opportunity like Caglione, Christian Moore. I think is going to be a really safe player. He just has been hurt.
What about Wyatt Langford?
Why? I don't know. We were talking about him the other day. He's fine. He's a solid player. Stuff just like no one wants it for whatever reason. I think he got too hyped up to begin with.
I mean, I feel like he's just gonna be like another guy.
Everyone was saying he was going to be like Mike Trout, and I think that's what killed him.
I will be buying anyone in AAA who does not finish the year in the MLB. So,
Dave, you gotta go to the 16-year-olds in single A. That's what I do.
Fair. Weather Holt, Eldridge, maybe. Walker Jenkins. Walker Jenkins, I feel like he's kind of leveled off a smidge. I've not heard as much about him this year.
I was
kinda
looking into
cheap right
buying
now.
him. His stuff got expensive again, though. He had a good year.
Yeah. There's a couple of guys here I
Bench
will
way up.
be going
Who?
after.
Carson Bench, Mets prospect.
Yeah, his
he's
stuff's
way up right now.
expensive right now.
Yeah. It's interesting. Once again, as someone who doesn't prospect a ton, but has learned more of the game as time has gone on, I've always done well buying guys right before they get to their debut, especially in the offseason, especially come mid-September, October, November, December, before people get really into it, before they get traded, before, anything else happens. And then I sell at spring training time because I don't fucking want to own these guys. I don't care about Carter Jensen, catcher for the Royals. Oh, I know that he's probably going to be called up at some point next year because Salvador Perez is 37. However old he is. Like,
I mean, I just never touch guys that are like really hyped. Like for example, like Nick Kurtz or like Jonah Tong, like their prices are just crazy inflated right now because they've been doing so well. And it's like, if someone offers me one of those cards, I'm not even touching it just because of how crazy inflated I know the market is. And if one thing happens, then it'll be
especially for like Jonah Tong. Like, I'm not buying a $5,000 pitcher orange auto.
Nope.
Yeah,
people who bought Mizorowski got fucked.
Yeah, his stuff.
And one of my friends just sold a Tong True Orange 10 for $7K.
Yeah,
people are dumb. You can't save people from themselves. But also, what I was going to show is like, hey, Salvador Perez could be anything. Or what's this guy's name? Carter Jensen could be anything. He could be Salvador Perez. And no one cares. You give it long enough, no one's going to care about Sal Stewart, third baseman for the Reds, or Travis Bazzana, second baseman for the Indians. No, Guardians. No, canceled. No one's going to care. Like, man, he could be Jason Kipnis. You guys remember Jason Kipnis? I do.
Vaguely.
Yeah. Oh, you're too young, Tyler. Come on. You know who Jason Kipnis is.
I vaguely remember him. The name is definitely there. I just vaguely
You didn't even spell his name right, Dave.
Guess what? He's a $7 auto for his base, and his true orange is 300. He was.
To be fair, he wasn't even like that good.
He was fine.
Like, I think a better comp would have been like fucking Brandon Phillips.
I mean, not for nothing. He also put up 20 WAR in his career and was a 2-time All-Star. You're not guaranteeing that Travis Bazzana is going to get 20
I think he
WAR.
got those poverty participation and All-Star awards.
Okay, but even still, he still had MVP votes.
That's true. Braves legend.
Like, we can use Brandon Phillips. We can use Brandon Phillips as an example.
Because he was like a very borderline like Hall of Famer, and
I don't think Phillips was that good.
he was definitely Hall of very good, but his stuff sells.
That
really
is
nothing.
accurate. Okay, so maybe he doesn't have Bowman Chrome autos, but which is interesting.
Just type in Brandon Phillips highly sold. I bet it's under like $500.
You know what? I will agree with that, and we'll check his stats out in a second. And then we'll get to the crux of what we wanted to talk about today, which was shows. But this always happens with us, so I apologize.
Or even Xander Bogaerts too.
So Brandon Phillips top card. That's not him. There it is. $1,000 for a Topps Chrome.
Is that rookie or is that just early?
No, it's just
a random super.
Here's one. $500 for his rookie autograph from Topps traded. Makes sense. Okay, so he was a little bit before Bowman Chrome. Brandon Phillips had 45 career WAR.
How the fuck do you know that?
Well, I'm guessing that. Yeah, 29. I was nowhere close. But he also played for forever. That's kind of why I thought he'd be better. But frankly, you know what? Like, yeah, he compiled a lot of stats there, and he was a very good second baseman for a while. You would be lucky to have half the career Brandon Phillips did. And how much are these guys selling for again? You think this is like, come on. Just dumb. But I always say that. All right, let's move on. So, hello, Kai. Hello, Webb. What are you guys doing mid-July of 2026?
Not going to 3 shows.
Here's my fantasy football draft as well. Or my key.
Going to one show.
Would you like to go to 3 or more? Because I have July 16th through 19th scheduled for you. Here's the Dallas Card Show updates for 2026. July 16th, 19th. Okay, whatever. I guess it's not 4th of July anymore. That's pretty good. Oh, here's the West Coast Card Show. July 16th to 19th.
Before the National, too.
2 weeks before the National. So that's not good. And then here's the minutes, the literal notes from the Javits Center, which included information about good old Fanatics Fest, which says it will be in June. But I've heard rumors that it's July 16th to 19th. So that'll be fun. What are we going to do if we have 3 major shows on the same weekend, 2 weeks before the National in Chicago, Illinois, Rosemont, Illinois? Gentlemen.
So
I don't think Fanatics will struggle at all, right? I mean,
so here's my exact plan if that does happen. And I'm going to stick to that plan if that does happen. I'll go to Fanatics Fest in New York on the first day.
Friday.
Isn't it Thursday?
No. Maybe dealer setup is on Thursday, but I believe it starts on Friday.
16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. That's
well, we don't know exactly when Fanatics Fest would be, but also they did not have a VIP event on Thursday. They had dealer setup on Thursday. I didn't go.
I think they're trying to get to that point for next year.
Well, we don't know that yet. You can speculate, but I'm not sure.
So if that is the case and they do have a VIP, I would get to Fanatics first and then go to California for Friday and then probably leave California and go back home Saturday morning.
That sounds fucking awful. That just sounds terrible. I hope you understand how bad
really miserable. I can't lie.
I mean, at least I'm not going to Dallas because I don't need to go to fucking Dallas in July again.
There is a actual world where I have to give away 3 tables in Dallas for free that weekend. It might literally happen.
I'm sure you could get something out of them.
I don't think a lot if that happens. I originally said I would go to Burbank instead of Fanatics Fest, but I put it to a poll. And yeah, I know I'm in New Jersey, and I know I have a lot of people who are in New Jersey who follow me, but the vast majority did say they would go to Fanatics Fest instead. I'm like, all right, well, the pros and cons of that are I don't owe Burbank or Dallas anything per se, but Dallas I have not been to twice in a row because of holidays and flight cancellations, which is fun. So I owe them something. And I have a very good spot. My cost is basically 0 for a show. Fanatics will probably cost me all in, because I'm not going to get a hotel, which is nice for me. That's one big pro. about $1,500 to $2,000 for the weekend. Burbank would be more, and I have to make a vacation out of it. So in my mind, it would come down to Casey. If that was the only trip that we can go to Burbank for, we would just go there. But I do think Fanatics Fest will be the best show of the three. And I think if you go to Dallas and you're going to lose a lot of people regionally if this happens. And you're going to make everyone pissed.
Well, they still have time to think it through and change it.
No, they don't. These contracts are agreed to months or years in advance.
Yeah.
That's why we know when Dallas is going to be, and that's why we know when Burbank's going to be. Someone's going to have to blink. Now, it might not be up to Dallas Card Show's control. The Marriott, or whatever they're in, I think it's a Marriott, in Allen, Texas, might be like, get fucked. You agreed to these terms. You promised us this. We're doing this. Or Anaheim Convention Center might be like, yo, we have shows. Like, we have events for 4 years in the future. What? What do you think is going to happen? Someone made a mistake. Now, is that the conversation of vendors should deal with each other better and not make it a dick measuring contest? Yes, absolutely. But there should also be a unofficial or official group chat of the top 5 card show vendors where they say, we are marking our territory here. Like, let's figure this out intelligently. And I know they're not going to, because that's way too much work and they have all big egos. And I know of show vendors who are working with each other, and I know those who don't want to. And it only hurts us. The consumer base, the dealers, the vendors, the card show companies themselves. Everyone suffers as a result of this. So you can say whatever you want to. The important thing is hopefully some kind of resolution, because I know it's going to happen. I know the Fanatics are going to be busy as hell from the East Coast people. I know Burbank will be successful and busy for the West Coast people. And I know Dallas will be busy for those in, the Midwest and maybe the Southwest of the U.S. And if you're up north, get fucked, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's a lot of vendors that I saw in Dallas and on the West Coast that were at Fanatics or either of those two shows.
It's possibly the second best show in the country. It's tough.
Well, like, it kind of sucks in a way that it's right before the National.
Well, that's just dumb. They should have not done that. And I understand why they are doing that now, because it's more of like getting ahead of the National. We also saw what happened. Like, the National really reminded people of what kind of show it can be. And especially as a dealer, we were thankfully very much reminded so that they're the top dog. I think they put a lot of gap in between them and Fanatics and Burbank and Dallas. Like, they clearly are the pack leader by a significant margin. I think they gained more from this past year than any other show, even Fanatics Fest, because we still can't trust them per se, because they canceled 3 shows last year.
Yeah, and like, Fanatics isn't all about the cards either.
No, it's an experience which gets people in the door. Listen, man, Tom Brady's not going to be walking into the Dallas Card Show with Gronk and Kevin Hart and Emma Watson or Emma. Which Emma was it again? Emma Roberts.
Excited about like Michael Gallup walking in.
Oh man, I'm so excited to see Mike Tyson signing stuff again. Oh boy, wait, Pete Rose is back from the dead signing stuff? Oh, you don't say.
What about like Deuce Vaughn?
Listen, you're telling me you don't like Dexter McCluster for some reason?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't even know where Dexter McCluster went to school. I was getting him mixed up with Dexter Lawrence for a second. Listen. All I'm saying to you is we have Jason Kitten this year. We have Michael Young would be cool. We have Josh Hamilton. Okay, that's also kind of cool. We have Jake Peavy. You guys want to see Jake Peavy? Is he gonna really get them excited?
The pitcher?
Yeah.
I remember him. He would get me excited.
We're gonna get Chris Young here. Which Chris Young? You have to tune in and find out.
And like, I feel like next year, like at these shows, like the vendors are going to be pretty stingy about holding stuff out for the national, which I don't necessarily agree with. Like, if you can get a fair offer today, just take it. Like, there's no reason to hold it for
Well, you're
another
just done at that
2
point
weeks just to hold
because
it.
now you're just asking for trouble there because let's say the player gets hurt or something else, or a bad comp comes up. Anything can happen. If you're making good money, you don't have to hit a grand slam every single time. You can hit a double you can clear the bases with a double. Like, I literally did that with the Jackson Churio, and you made money, Webb, and I made money, and guess what? I will own the car for 30 seconds before I take it to UPS and ship it. It doesn't matter to me. Like, if you hit enough doubles down the line, guess what? You're winning MVP. If you want to keep with the baseball analogies, like, you don't have to hit 70 home runs to win the World Series. I'm going to keep this up because I can't think of a better analogy, but it makes sense though. I don't know. Kai, I know you had kind of like a firm limit today. Anything else you want to touch on? Web, anything you want to touch on too if Kai has to jump?
I was enjoying your little rant.
But it's true though. Like,
no, it is. I mean, the reality is the Nationals ever going to suffer. I don't think Fanatics will ever suffer. I mean, Fanatics seems really cool, even though I've never been to it. But like, Dallas is obviously going to be one that gets cooked here. Like,
Dallas will get cooked. The West Coast will be fine. They have plenty of dealers who will just not go. Honestly, the National will just attract less West Coast people. That's
I don't even think it'll be less though. I mean, dealer-wise, no chance. I guess people who might be choosing one to just go and have fun for the weekend, maybe, yeah. But dealer-wise, they're gonna do both.
If they can. You're also gonna lose people. You're gonna lose the casual walk-ups with like nice stuff.
Yeah. But nothing
Which
else
brings me to one more like thought. Do you think that dealers that are like members of big companies like your Blaze or like Leighton or something like that would set up at both shows, or do you think that would not be worth it for them?
Leighton did set up at this national, so
I think they would if they could though. Because Leighton just didn't.
So
set up.
I'm not sure what I can say, so I'll say this. They were told a number.
Stop myself for it.
Yeah, they were told a number to be able to set up in Breakers Pavilion, and they said no. Oh, also that's I got a text from Austin. I can't promote Austin's Whatnot stream because it's going to be happening later, but go join Lee Boy Sports Cards.
Go watch the replay of it.
Yeah, go. If you're a time traveler, make sure you watch the stream 3 days ago. I can end on a Stephen Hawking thing, which is a joke I stole from someone else. I'm gonna end with this. So a couple years ago, Stephen Hawking did a time travelers party. So this was 2009. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. So this was announced in 2009. Webb, do you know who Stephen Hawking is? Was?
Of course I do.
Hi.
Yes.
It's good. You want to go buy his rookie cards? Anyway, so the entire thing was that like Stephen Hawking was like, listen, I'm a very important guy. I'm very important to history and science and all these things. I'm going to do a time travelers party. So it happens. Obviously, no one shows up as far as we know. And then he announces it publicly 4 days after it happens. Hey, come back. If time travel is real, I imagine historical figures want to come see me because I'm a big deal. The joke is something that we all are not familiar with, but would like to be familiar with. It is, of course, the Epstein files. Because he was definitely on the island.
Dude, where are you going with this?
This is just how the podcast is ending today. We're going with Stephen Hawking and the Epstein files.
I mean, that just took a 90-degree turn like I've never seen before in my life.
Yeah. Stephen Hawking was on the Epstein files.
90-degree turn off a cliff.
Yep.
You got Tyler over here. Like, what the fuck did I?
Anyway, that's all I got. I hard stop there. He liked watching midgets do math. That is a true statement, by the way.
I can't even end the podcast because I'm not signed in.
Well, you're stuck with me now. Later, guys. Next week, something stupider. Not Stephen Hawking stupid, but I'll figure it out then. Peace.
Later.